he's out here to take it away.
Whoops. The bat even goes farther as a torpedo when it's thrown into the stands. Look at this.
How do you like that? Have you ever seen that before? It just disappeared.
I thought it might have been a home run.
There's a shot deep to left. Way back. Kiss it. Goodbye. Home run for Andre Dawson. It's across the street, and the scramble is on.
And it looked like the mailman got it. Andre Dawson delivering the mail, and the mailman getting the baseball.
And you better not mess with the U.S. mail.
I'm going to throw out a restaurant kitchen term to you, and then hit me with the baseball one. I'll start first.
Okay.
Mise en place.
Oh, mise en place. That is, as the chef, you put all your different ingredients out, kind of before you start cooking, right?
You got it, man. Yeah. That's the most important
That's a tough one. I hear this one a lot because of my name, can of corn.
Easy fly ball.
Good afternoon, everybody. Along with former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, it's Pat Hughes reporting. It's a breezy, chilly afternoon at the ballpark, but from all appearances, the game is going to start right on time in just a few moments. It's a battle of left-handed starting pitchers today. Matthew Boyd on the mound for the Cubs. Yusei Kikuchi starting for the Angels. The umpires have arrived. Let's go ahead and get right to the starting lineups for today's game. Brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Leading off for the visitors from Southern California, Zach Neto at shortstop for L.A. Mike Trout in center. Joe Adele is batting third and playing right field. Former Cub Jorge Soler, the designated hitter. Soler batting cleanup for the L.A. Angels. Yohan Moncada at third base. Oswald Peraza at second base. Batting seventh and playing at first is Jeimer Candelario, another former Cub. Travis d'Arnaud catching, and batting ninth and playing left field, Bryce Teodosio. Those are the Angels. Here are the Cubs, as this third and final game is about ready to get underway. Nico Horner leading off at second base. Alex Bregman batting second and playing third. Ian Happ in left field. The number 4 batter is the catcher Carson Kelly. Michael Bush at first. Dansby Swanson at short. Batting seventh in right field, Matt Shaw. Pete Crow Armstrong hitting 8th in the order today. Pete in center. And batting ninth, the designated hitter for the Cubs, Miguel Amaya. So there you have the lineups. The umpires. David Rackley will call balls and strikes. Nestor Seya working at first. Charlie Ramos, the second base umpire, and Chris Guccione over at third. The announcement of the umpires brought to you by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. The game time temperature, 39 is the actual temperature. The wind chill is 21. We'll get more data for you in a moment. The Cubs take the field. Baseball is right around the corner. The Cubs and the Angels back to get it started after this on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
This is Chicago Cubs baseball with Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer on the Cubs Radio Network.
Emerging from winter hibernation, get your hair ready for spring at Great Clips. The skilled stylists at your local Great Clips salon are ready to create the cut you want for less. And with convenient online check-in, you can put your name on the list from your phone and enjoy the sunshine while you wait. So download the app and get ready for spring with a great haircut at Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Spring brings brighter days and more time to show off your cool styles. School drop-off, a chance for your outfit to shine in the morning rays. The sun filtering through your windows, practically a personal spotlight. And family walks, all perfectly timed for golden hour. Shop Kohl's for 15% off and make the most of more daylight. Your outfits deserve it. Select styles offer ends April 4th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
It's game time. That makes it the perfect time for a flight by England. At just 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, packed with flavor, Flight is the next generation of light beer. The oldest brewery in America. Look for Flight wherever you buy beer. And Patrick, it is going to be another one of those days today here at Wrigley. Very cold, very windy, and the wind howling in from straightaway center field.
It'll build character, Ron.
We're going to build a lot of it then, if that's the case.
We are ready to go. Matthew Boyd on the mound, facing Zach Neto. 39 degrees at game time. First pitch by the veteran left-hander. Boyd is swung on and missed, and away we go. Game time temperature sponsored by Four Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. Bouncer to third. That's a fair ball. Bouncing down against the sidewall. Rounding first and holding with a long single is Zach Neto. About just inside the bag, past Bregman, and down the left field line.
Bregman looking back at the ground to see where he thought that ball hit. I was wondering if it hit the bag. I think it did. I think it hit the back corner of the base and then kicked away from him. And ended up down in towards the corner. Nice play by Ian to keep Neto to a single.
So leadoff base hit. Here is Mike Trout stepping in. Trout nothing for 7 in the series. Had a couple of homers in the Angels opening series down in Houston last weekend. Right-handed batter, very solidly built. Not real tall, but very strong. Short lead by Neto. Boyd goes over to first. They've got him picked off. In a rundown now is Neto. He's being run back to first and tagged out as he's out of the baseline. Boyd has one of the best moves in the league, and we saw it again right there, Ron.
Yeah, the very first pickoff move. Boyd does not lift his leg. He just kind of steps over there. And Neto was headed towards second base as soon as the leg went up. So that's a good start for Boyd. Even though he gives up the single, he picks Neto off.
1-3-4, I believe, is the scoring on that one. Mike Trout takes outside for a ball, 1-0. Cubs in their home white uniforms, the blue pinstripes all over, blue hats and numbers and sleeves and socks. A variety of shoe colors. Most of the guys wear the white shoes these days. Bregman has powder blue shoes over at third. Angels in their traveling uniforms, bright red shirts, gray trousers. They have red numbers on the red shirt. I'm not sure about that design. We'll discuss that later, perhaps. Here comes the windup and the 2-1 on the way to Trout. And he'll take an off-speed pitch in there for a strike, 2-2. Uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. Trout fouls it back, 2-2. Do you like that red numbers on red shirts look, Ron?
Only if you're trying to disguise the number.
That's right.
Because they're doing it. They're doing a good job if that's the case.
You do have to squint a little bit. A swing and a miss, strike 3. Boyd strikes out Trout, 2 down, no score, just underway at Wrigley. It's cloudy. The breeze is not a big factor, thank goodness. Here's one of the stats on Matthew Boyd that I think is very significant. A year ago in games following a Cubs loss, he was 9-1 with a 2.11 ERA. Swinging a foul back and out of play. Now that's the lowest ERA among NL pitchers who made at least 10 starts after a team loss. But that's a guy that says we're not going to let this one loss turn into a losing streak.
Yep. Well, that's a big number.
Here's a drive down the right field line, slicing toward foul territory and out of play. 0-2. Baseball, so much a game of momentum. And you don't want to get into those skids if at all possible.
Yep.
And the more guys that you have, pitchers and everyday players that come up big and stop losing streaks, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Boyd, obviously the best in baseball at that last year. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. He's got his first one, brought to you by Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers.
Joe Adele batting. Big, strong right-handed batter with an open stance. Bounces one towards second. Scooped up by Horner, over to first in time. Despite a leadoff single by Neto, the Angels.
The biggest thing we're bringing is a brand new Tony Gwynn drop I did with his estate. So we just signed a deal at therealist.com to actually go through his entire archives, present them, and auction them off. And to announce it, we did this limited edition 1994 The Lost Season card. Because, between August of 93 and May of 95, Tony Gwynn batted .406 in 162 games. So in the back, we have the stats of what could have been.
Well, we had a special guest on the field before the game today, Pepe the Penguin.
Pepe was a little cranky today.
If you're at the ballpark with your kid, what's most important? You got to get snacks for Junior. This is a rare father-son first base coaching combo.
Well, after Dinger put up a sign that said, "Mrs. Met, call me," Mrs. Met has her response.
That hit my bat. That was a foul ball I want to hit. He was trying to stay in the hit. See, look, he said, foul ball, foul ball. He didn't want to go down to first base. He wanted to hit.
Nico Horner will lead it off today. Alex Bregman batting second and Ian Happ third against the left-hander Yusei Kikuchi. And the first pitch to Nico is a fastball high. On the Cubs against Kikuchi today. What's the plan offensively?
But he's got good fastball, kind of runs. Change up, that's a good pitch. You got to be patient with him. Pitches a lot around the edges of the strike zone.
Nico pops it up down the right field line over toward foul territory and up against the sidewall, making a very tough catch, is Jamer Candelario, and he might be shaken up. He ran into that concrete sidewall right near the tarpaulin, landed awkwardly. He gets up, he's okay. That was not a routine play.
No, not at all. And what happens is this ball starts out going down the right field line, and the wind gets a hold of it and blows it all the way to the sidewall. And you're chasing the ball because the wind has it, and he runs into the wall, and the wall is very low, so it hits him about mid-thigh, and then he slams down on the top of the wall. It's one of those things, tough play, but he made a nice play out of it.
No score, just underway, first inning. Bregman the batter. Alex 1 for 8 in this series so far. Has a couple of home runs already. Kikuchi's first start was down in Houston back on the 27th of March. He worked 4 1/3, had no decision. He kept his team in the game. They did win the game 6-2, but he was touched for 8 hits in 4 1/3. He walked a man, gave up 1 home run, and had no decision because he didn't go long enough to get the win.
And you're seeing him right here. Pitch down, a pitch up, pitch in. That's his MO. He's going to try to stay right around the edges of the strike zone all game.
represented Japan during the recent World Baseball Classic. Kikuchi fires down low, and it's ball 4 to Bregman. A 4-pitch walk. Sometimes, Ron, control can be a real issue when it's this cold. It has to do with the grip on the ball. Pitchers just have a hard time commanding their pitches when it's this cold.
Yep, I would agree. And you got, I think the grip of the baseball is what the umpires will pay attention to the most right now, to make sure the pitchers are okay, just for the safety of the players.
Kikuchi now delivers to Ian Happ, who takes a strike.
First innings powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
Kikuchi has pitched with Toronto as a big leaguer. He's been around. This is his 8th major league season as Happ chops it foul left side. Signed by the Seattle Mariners way back in 2019. Signed to a contract with Toronto in March of 2022. Traded to the Astros in 24. It's his second year with the Angels.
Throws about, he could get it up there into the, that a little over 95, 96, 97 miles an hour. Speed gun is powered by Xfinity, reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
Happ hits a fly ball to shallow right. Running in now and grabbing it on the run is Adele. The wind is really blowing in, so an outfielder many times will pause as soon as the ball is hit. They will get a gauge on how hard the ball is hit, and you'll see them make a lot of running catches as a result.
Well, today would be the day that I would never break back on a ball. I would either hold your ground or break in. Now, a couple days ago with that wind blowing out, you'd never want to break in on a ball. You'd always break back on the ball.
Carson Kelly, the catcher, checks. Did he go? Yes, he did. Tried to hold up on a low breaking ball. No score, bottom of the first, 2 down.
One thing about that I've noticed in this series is Angels playing most of the guys pretty straight up. Trout playing in straightaway center field almost all series long.
Kelly takes a strike, 0-2.
With that, the defensive alignment sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com.
Bregman at first, a short lead, being held by Candelario. And now the 0-2 by the left-hander. Swing and a miss in the inning.
Do you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people, like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
A home run for Judge. His first hit of the year. It's a 2-run shot. Home run to Carlos Stanton. The Yankees have a 3-0 lead.
Here comes a throw from right on the money. Did they get him? Yes! Dwight charges. Diving catch.
What a way to get it going for Kevin Gausman. He strikes out the side.
Oh, great job by Matt Olson, Gold Glove winner over there with a diving stop. Austin Riley playing over the shortstop position.
Bouncing ball up the middle. Neto to his left. What a play!
Acuna with a shoestring grab.
He has been the Athletics offense tonight. Andres Jimenez walks it off. He's already hit his 3rd of the young season.
Diving stop. Cole Young, a bounce throw. Retires Ramirez.
Oh, he leaps and barrels. Makes the catch. Mookie Betts with a laser to right center field.
pairing for any ballpark staple. Whether you're watching at Wrigley Field or at home, look for Joel Got Wines in the wine aisle at your local retailer. Joel Got Wines, official wine partner of the Chicago Cubs. Surround yourself in color with Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. Rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
Cubs and Angels are scoreless, top 2 at Wrigley Field, and the second inning is brought to you by Sea Glass Wines, official partner of the Cubs, bringing the California coast to you wherever you are. Pat?
Second inning, 0-0 game. Jorge Soler first up. Big, strong, long-legged, right-handed batter with an open stance takes outside for ball 1. Again, the weather is a big part of the story in the game today. 39 degrees, the regular temp, and the wind chill of 21. One of the chilliest starts for a game that we can ever remember at Wrigley. Boyd coming back. Boyd not wearing the long sleeves. How about that today, Ron?
I think a lot of pitchers, that's just more of how they feel, like constricted on the mound with sleeves, so they don't wear them, and they'll put their jacket on as soon as they get back in the dugout. It'd be a little chilly out there, though, that's for sure.
Again, Four Seasons sponsors the Game Time Temperature, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric.
Now, I know you like making predictions. Feel like a Bosch prediction, brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. Feel like a Bosch. You feel like Bosching right now?
I'm going to predict that I do not feel like making a prediction. Here is a looping line drive to Nico Horner, and he makes the catch out at second base. What was the question again?
Oh, you answered it.
It was about Bosch.
Yeah, about making a prediction, and you said you really don't feel like making a prediction. That's a predictable statement.
I love some of the Bosch's songs, though. 10th Avenue, Freeze Out. Here's the windup and the pitch to Yoan Moncada. And it's in there for a strike. 0-1. Do you have a favorite Bruce Springsteen song?
I like the one you just brought up. I really do. I like Rosalita.
Rosalita, Glory Days. I heard Paul Zarang just humming one of his favorites. In fact, not only humming, but letting us know some of the lyrics. Paul, if you want to chime right in, don't let us get in your way.
Yeah, we've established yesterday we can say them all game long. We're just happy as could be yesterday.
Glory Days. Yeah. Now, there's a good one. Is Rosalita the one where his car gets stuck in the mud in Jersey? Yeah. Is that the one? Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to say thanks for asking.
No. It's only the second inning.
1-2 pitch is inside to Moncada. 2-2. Cubs will play their first road game on Friday over in Cleveland against the Guardians. Fly ball foul off to the right. It's a late afternoon start. That is the Cleveland home opener. We are also going to be part of the Tampa opener next Monday, as both of those teams are starting their year on the road. Here comes the 2-2. Changeup is down low. And Ron, I think you and I agree with this. Whenever we go back to Cleveland for the rest of our careers and lives, we are always going to think fondly about the 2016 World Series. So that reason alone makes that a fun place for me to go.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. That is... You can't think about Cleveland without smiling and thinking about Game 7 of the World Series. Cubs winning in the 10th inning.
Now the 3-2 pitch on the way to Moncada. It's popped up foul down the right field line and back out of play.
You and I and Mitch Rosen holding the World Series trophy in the clubhouse in Joe Madden's office taking pictures.
Joe was very nice. He said, I'm going to go out and celebrate with the boys. You guys go ahead and hang out here, take photos, have a beverage, whatever you feel like doing.
Yeah, I did both.
Here's the 3-2. Outside for ball. Check swing, strike 3. Mr. Seiya. The first base umpire is the guy that made the call. Moncada thought he checked a swing, and he's still kind of glaring down at Seiya. And that's a strikeout, and it's out number 2. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. Those are always a good thing, and they're brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. 2 down, nobody on, nothing game, and the batter, Oswald Peraza. Peraza fouls it back, 0-1. I like what Joe Madden used to write on the team lineup card. When it got to the real crunch time of the season, he would just put the word breathe.
Yeah.
At the very bottom, as if to say, we're all feeling some tension here. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be dramatic, but just breathe.
Getting traded to Boston from Chicago. You see here the traditional jersey. I love a road jersey because it says where you're from, and this is simple, clean, and cool. And then you see this patch right here. This is from the 2013 postseason run, which was unlike anything I had ever been a part of, to punch through and hoist that trophy. Boston strong forever, baby.
Here comes red, blue, and green.
Let's see, how does this happen?
Oh, what was that came flying in?
Got the guard trying to get out of the way.
I mean, that is going all out. Now watch. Here comes the pizza, see it?
Oh, jeez. Highly unnecessary.
I wonder why did he do that?
They flipped with the glove. That was not a good idea.
All he needed to do was try to get the lead guy by giving him a nice easy feed.
No, stay on your feet. No. I thought he was going to stay on his feet.
Uh-oh. The Goose did not know that the game was starting. Maybe the Goose thought it was 6:45 first pitch time.
Oh, man, off the glove and off the dome. He's saying, oh, man, what happened? It's a moment that he'll never forget.
Cubs U enrollment is now open for all college students. Get discounted Cubs tickets all season long by texting Cubs U to 88019.
The Cubs leadoff man, as always, presented by the good people at Benny's Beverage Depot. If a Cubs leadoff hitter gets a base hit, Benny's Beverage Depot donates $200 to area service dog charities. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Michael Busch will try to crank up a rally here in the second as he takes outside. Swanson to follow, and then Shaw. Third and decisive game of the series. Cubs trying to split the 6-game homestand, which they will achieve with a win today. Breaking ball missing, 3-0 on Busch. I would think not many guys will get the green light on 3-0 today. What do you think?
I would agree. Today's the day you just need base runners.
There is a strike, 3-1.
Michael didn't like that one. I was borderline away, did not challenge. Gucci's one of those guys, every pitch he throws is going to be around the edge of the strike zone.
Strike 2 called. It's now 3-2 on Michael Busch.
That one borderline inside, borderline down.
Cubs are off tomorrow. It'll be a travel day as Busch takes high ball 4. That's a part of Busch's offensive game that sometimes you forget because he's such a good home run hitter and he hits for an average, but He takes his walks, too.
Yeah, he's got a good eye. There's no doubt about that. He did not chase anything in that last sequence. That was a good at-bat.
Here is Dansby Swanson checking in, a man at first. Breaking ball strike to Dansby. Dansby is going to challenge that call. I thought it looked inside myself. Dansby says, nope, I'm pretty sure you missed that one. Home plate umpire David Rackley has let us know that.
Pitch is a strike.
And it is a strike. It just did nip the inside corner. And I mean, just did. So the Cubs will lose one of their challenges.
Dansby really did not think that. He really thought that pitch was off the plate by quite a bit for him to challenge here in the second inning.
The 0-1 by the left-hander Kikuchi, hit in the air to right center. Pretty well hit, but it's playable. Trout now circling around it, makes the catch. As Bush retreats to first. Swanson is out, number 1, and the batter is Matt Shaw.
Paul Zarang, we were talking about Bruce. Springsteen yesterday played in Minneapolis at Target Center. And he had all your songs on there, I think, Pat. He did not play Rosalita yesterday.
One out, one on for Matt Shaw. Shaw will take a strike. I wonder how long the shows are for the boss these days. He was legendary for lengthy, and I mean 3-hour-plus concerts for years.
Well, he had an encore, and Paul's set list that he just handed me, 27 songs he played.
Big bouncer, going to be a tough play, but the third baseman Moncada gloves it and makes a running throw to first in time. Shaw bounced that one, I believe, right down off of home plate. It took a kangaroo bounce and landed to the left side of the mound. And Moncada grabbed it and made a running flip sidearm throw to first, with Bush advancing to second, but now there are 2 down.
Here's where you need a big base hit. You got to have something good happen. Yesterday, it was a line drive that Pete
Schlittler, 25 years old. He spent the season until June in Double-A last year, then moved up to Triple-A, and he was called up to the Yankees on July 9th, and what a difference he made. Swing and a miss. Gets him on the sinker. Swing and a miss. That's the sinker. 4 strikeouts in a row, 8 on the game.
The captain, Derek Sanderson Jeter, is one of the winningest players in Major League history. He was wearing these very batting gloves when he notched one of those most memorable hits, the 3,000th of his career.
Are we supposed to spit in them they do the batting gloves?
No spitting. This is a non-spitting museum.
He's just the second player in history whose 3,000th hit was a home run. The first was a former teammate from the Yankees' 1996 World Series championship team. But before he began his Cooperstown-bound career, Bonds would cross paths with another future Hall of Famer. September 6, 1995, the Iron Man played his 2,000th 131st consecutive game, surpassing the unbreakable record of the Iron Horse.
Now that's how you pass the torch. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Wait for the perfect pitch. Visit solvehungertoday.org to strike out hunger now. That's solvehungertoday.org. We're hungry for purpose. Are you?
Who's on first? Southwest Airlines, ranked first among U.S. airlines by the Wall Street Journal. Based on WSJ's 2025 rankings, see southwest.com/WSJ.
Top three, Cubs and Angels are scoreless at Wrigley. 39 degrees, feels like 22. There's a 21-mile-per-hour wind blowing in. Time and temperature sponsored by Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be with no bet fees. Pat?
Top of inning number 3, Zach, thank you. Jamer Candelario, the batter, takes a strike. Whenever there's a batter challenge, that batter challenge is sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Matthew Boyd comes back. The pitch fouled away by Candelario. Darno is on deck, and then Teodosio. Scoreless game. The only hit in the game by the very first batter. A single by Zach Neto, but he was immediately picked off. Matthew Boyd suffered the loss on opening day to Washington here at Wrigley.
I think they're having a little PitchCom device issue. Third inning is brought to you by Consumers Credit Union. People in your corner who stand up for you wherever you go. Consumers Credit Union.
Cubs have had a couple of walks so far. Bregman had one in the first, Bush in the second. Walks to Cubs batters. Sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Remember, a walk is free, a DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over.
You don't often see both guys having the issue, so now Carson Kelly walking over to the Cubs dugout. He's got to get a new PitchCom device with an earpiece. Coming in live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
I think it's getting pretty close to the time for the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Now, we undoubtedly are going to have some no-shows today. It's very, very chilly at Wrigley. But a surprising number, thousands of people are here, which just shows how great and loyal and passionate these fans are. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's out number 1. Third straight strikeout and the fourth in the game by Matthew Boyd. Scoreless game, 1 down, third inning. Base is empty for Travis d'Arnaud.
High gas once again to get the punch out. Candelario just couldn't come up with that pitch. It just threw it right past him. Hitter's having a hard time. Matthew Boyd, that high fastball, he is throwing some good pitches up into the outside corner.
Nice breaking ball for a strike. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Here's a fly ball. Should be catchable in shallow right. Dancing underneath it is Shaw making the catch. And that's out number 2. I'll go ahead and get our Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game guessing started. Last night just 26. I think we're going to say 25,052 today. 25052.
One on the ground, deep short. Tovar, can he get it out? Of course he can. How great was that? You will not see better tonight, I guarantee you.
Might not see better for a couple weeks.
Oh, man.
He's done it again against Oviedo. Second home run of the night against this right-hander. Have a night, Altuve on for the 5th time. 2 home runs and 4 runs scored.
Kind of vintage right there from the big fella.
Lance with the best start of 2026. 7 innings of 1-run baseball and gets a huge ovation. The 2-1. Hit hard. Fair ball. Cal Raleigh walks it off against the Yankees.
And the big dumper comes through the clutch.
Swing and a miss. Oh, Canada.
An immaculate inning for Michael Soroka here to finish out the top of the 5th inning.
A lot of fans and collectors will look at the T206 set as the more famous of the sets that were produced in the early part of the 20th century. And certainly they would carry more financial value. But when you talk to collectors, some will tell you that these T205s are actually more physically attractive. They're maybe the most physically attractive cards produced prior to World War II.
Miguel Amaya is on deck for the Cubs. Who's on Deck is sponsored by Timber Tech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. Pat?
Miguel Amaya first up. He will take a strike from Yusei Kikuchi. Amaya off to a good start, 3 for 7 with a home run so far. He takes low and inside for a ball. Cubs are going to be in Cleveland on Friday. We've got some matchups for you. Cade Horton to start for the Cubs in the Indians or the Guardians home opener. Joey Cantillo, a left-hander, starts for them. The Saturday matchup, which is a 6:15 game, Shota Imanaga against Slade Ciccone. And then Edward Cabrera against Parker Messick in the Sunday afternoon finale. Cubs and Guardians. Next offering is high, 3-1 on Amaya. Let's see if Miguel can get on and get a little rally started here. See if he gets the pitch to hit on 3-1. Nope, it's down low, ball 4. Cubs get a base on balls. Let's see if that leads to a rally. It might. Got the top of the order coming up.
Now, you know, this is one of those situations, a big hole on the right side. You know, 2 runs won the game yesterday, 2-0. So you know it's very difficult to score runs and get hits. See if Nico tries to take a shot at the other side of the field and shoot one through the hole on the right side.
Pitch on the way to Horner is a strike. Walks to Cubs batter, sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Remember, a walk is free, a DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over. Horner the batter. Moncada even with the bag at third. Low and inside to Horner.
Cucci staying inside against Nico. I'll make my guess in the attendance game. I'll say 24,000 flat.
Moncada only about 2 steps off the line at third and playing almost even with the baseline between second and third. You just don't see a third baseman position himself in that exact spot very often, Ron.
And I'm not sure why he's doing that. I get that they're trying to pitch Nico inside, you know, and the likelihood of him hitting a ball down that line is possible. But when you're playing even with the bag or a step behind it, you're not playing in far enough to where you can handle a good bunt, and you're not giving yourself any range.
Horner pokes one foul down the right field side, out of play.
You know, I always felt like if I was going to take away the bunt, then take away the bunt. If I wasn't, then play back enough to where you have range, where you can cover a lot of ground. You know, one or the other.
Kikuchi ready for the 1-2. Line drive, left center field, base hit toward the gap. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Racing toward third is Amaya. He's getting the green light. Here comes the relay to the plate. The throw is going to be in, not in time. It might be challenged. A head-first slide by Amaya. He's a little bit shaken up, shaking his left hand. It's an RBI double for Nico Horner. Let's see if that play is challenged by the Angels. It might be.
Boy, this is one of those plays. This ball is hit on the line. It's a bullet into the gap. And now they're saying, debating whether they're going to let them challenge. The third base umpire, Chris Guccione, came in and said you had enough time, and now they're not letting them challenge. That was kind of a quick hook on whether they could challenge or not. And the ball beat Amaya to home plate. But what Radcliffe is saying is he got under the tag. And there's, you know, the third base umpire, Chris Guccione, and Suzuki are talking. I don't think Chris Guccione is going to let them challenge this play at the plate, saying he took too long to challenge the call. And I'm telling you, the ball beat Amaya by quite a bit at home plate, but I don't know if he ever tagged him. He tagged him in the chest, and his hand may have got in there.
With no outs, Ron, third base coach Quentin Berry giving the green light to the runner Amaya.
They did not let him challenge this play. That is a real surprise to me. You very seldom, when the manager's got his hand up, like, give me a second, and then Chris Cuccione just walked in and said, no, that's enough. You don't get a challenge.
It's an RBI double for Nico Horner. His third run batted in this season. Cubs lead 1-0. Still nobody out. And the batter, Alex Bregman.
Huge run.
Could be a big run at second right now also. Throw to second. And the throw gets away, but not far enough. Horner diving back to the bag. Peraza, the second baseman, had trouble with a low throw. It squirted between his legs.
Did you think that was kind of quick from Chris Cuccione to not let him challenge?
As you were saying that, Ron, I'm trying to think, what is the exact rule? How much time? Is there a precise number? Do they get 20 seconds? Do they get 15 or 30 or whatever it is? I don't know the answer to that.
I'm not sure either, to be honest with you, but I just know that we've not, since we've had that challenge rule, we've not seen that.
No, not at all.
Now, it is 20 degrees outside, wind chill, so Chris Cuccione might have a little, let's speed this up or nothing.
Alex Bregman takes outside for a ball, and the count now is 1-2 on Alex.
I would think patients are a little thin down there on the field, wouldn't you think?
Well, you don't want things that take extra time on a day like today. 0-2 on Bregman. Yeah, Kikuchi delivers. That's low and inside. The scoreboard says 1-2. I believe it's 2-2. We're going to pass along a station break here momentarily. Cubs are on the board, leading 1-0, trying to win the series and trying to finish the opening homestand with a record of 3-3. Base hit into left center field. This is going to drive in a run, and the Cubs lead 2-0. Alex Bregman delivers. Nico Horner scores standing up. Cubs lead 2-0.
I think Cubs hitters, they found out yesterday that hitting the ball in the air, that's not doing you much good at all. And now Nico with a line drive bullet kept the ball out of the air. And now Bregman with a one hopper through the infield, also staying on top of the ball. And you got two line drive bullet hits to drive in 2 runs so far here in the third.
Bregman with his third run batted in. Ian Happ swings and misses. RBIs by Cubs batters. Those are always a positive thing for the team. And they're worth noting when the broadcaster can find the exact notes to read regarding RBIs. Here comes the 0-1. And Happ will take down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Before I find this note, and I'll keep looking, it might be Friday before I get it, but Ron, I was going to say the hit by Bregman, impressive. It was a top of the zone pitch, and he got on top of it and hit a sharp ground ball. How easy or difficult is that?
You just gotta change your sights. As a hitter, the last thing you want to do is hit the bottom half of the ball on a day like today. You've got to get the top half of the ball.
Happ bounces one towards short, and the out at second, and then a wild throw to first by Neto, and Happ is going to end up at second base. So Neto, the shortstop, stepped on the bag to force Bregman. He tried to make a running throw to first and made a throw way offline.
Bregman does a good job, Pat, sliding in and going right into the bag hard, but, disrupting Neto as he has to touch the bag, then jump over Bregman, and then just pulls this throw way wide, as you said, and into the dugout.
It was a nice play by Bregman. That's one of those hustling plays that you'll never see in a box score, but it directly led to a guy being safe, and now at second base. And here's Carson Kelly taking inside. Cubs lead 2-0. Ian Happ is the runner at second base. Still waiting for that station identification. Sometime in the next 55 minutes, I promise I'll get it to you. The 1-0 pitch outside. 10 for ID right here on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network. Kelly takes outside, 3-0.
By the way, you get 30 seconds after the end of a play to challenge.
Very good, Zach. I knew there must be some kind of a time limitation there.
That is one of those things, though, that has been not really enforced. That's a pretty loose number. I just have now, since we've had this challenge rule in place, I have never seen an umpire come over that quickly and say, nope, you can't challenge. Have you seen that?
No, I was going to say that is the first time we have seen it, I'm pretty sure. Kelly takes down low for a ball. It is ball 4. Runners at first and second, one away. And the batter now is Michael Bush.
Now, maybe Chris Cuccione is one of those guys, as the crew chief, that really does kind of a stickler on the rule of the 30 seconds, which he's in the rights to do. I'm not saying he's wrong, actually, if that's what he did. I just think it's just not something we see very often. Worked out great for the Cubs, and actually, I really believe David Rackley got to play right as the ball beat Amaya to the plate, but I don't think the catcher made the tag. Darno. I think the tag hit him in the chest and not in the hand.
Michael Bush takes outside on the corner for a strike. Bush had a base on balls his first time. Cubs have drawn 4 walks from Kikuchi. 2 in this inning, Ron.
That's kind of his, Achilles heel as he pitches, as we said, all around the edges of the strike zone. And if he's not on, the Cubs hitter's doing a great job of being patient against him.
Swing and a smash off the glove of a diving Candelario. The ball rolls down the right field line, and the bases are going to be loaded. Candelario almost made a great catch. His deflection probably saved a run because the runner, Bregman, had to hold at third on the play. Bases loaded. It's a single for Bush.
This ball scalded down the right field line, and as you said, Pat, a sliding effort by Candelario, and the ball hits the tip of his glove and goes down, probably just down towards the tarp area. Boy, now a big base hit. Cubs would score 2 more.
In these conditions, a lead of 4 or more would almost seem insurmountable. Not quite, but infield is in. The pitch to Dansby Swanson is a strike. 2-0 Cubs lead. Bases loaded, 1 away. Swanson has a couple of RBIs on this young season. Infield in. The left-hander Kikuchi's pitch. Fly ball to left, coming in and making the catch. Teodosio tagging and coming in to score on the play is Bregman. And now it is a 3-0 lead. It was actually Ian Happ scoring from third on the play.
Boy, some really good at-bats for the Cubs hitters in this inning. You notice not one ball in the air as a high fly ball. That is great. Line drives, hard ground balls, and that sac fly by Dansby was a line drive hit to left field.
The double by Nico Horner in the inning drove in the first run. All doubles by Cubs batters brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Reliable, comfortable, convenient. Southwest just makes sense. And here is Matt Shaw, the 8th man to bat in the inning. The Cubs have scored 3 times. 2 outs first and second, and Shaw takes high, ball 1. Cleanup hitters for the Cubs. Carson Kelly is the cleanup man today. Cleanup hitter sponsored by Chicagoland's appliance leader, Grand Appliance. Get your all-star Frigidaire kitchen today at grandappliance.com. 1-1 on Matt Shaw. Kelly leads at second. Bush away from first. This pitch is fouled away, and it's 1-2.
I'll make my guess on the Vinny's Beverage Depot attendance game. I'll go 25,500. And the maestro Paul Zarang, our engineer, going with 22,922.
Okay, so we're all locked in. The Vinny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Shaw fouls it back. 1-2.
Saw a big rip on that high fastball, fouled it straight back. He's had some really good swings in this at bat.
Shaw with light blue batting gloves on each hand. Waiting for the 1-2 from Kikuchi. He reaches for it and stays alive by fouling it back. Let's see if we all made our picks in the Vinny's Beverage Depot attendance game. I believe we have.
Yep,
We're locked in. If you can't find it at Vinny's, it's probably not worth drinking. Shaw, the 8th Cub to bat in the inning, an inning in which the Cubs have tallied 3 times and lead 3-0. Shaw swings and fouls it back. Cubs ready to pack the suitcases and head to Cleveland for the weekend, and then it's on to Tampa before the Cubs get back home.
First road trip of the year for the Cubs.
Kikuchi glancing back at the runner Kelly at second. Here's a pitch fouled in the air down the left field line and back out of play.
Tampa back in their old ballpark. If you remember last year, they played in the Yankee spring training facility because of the hurricane that hit the year before, tore the roof off Tropicana Field. And now they are back. They have fixed the roof, and they are back in Tropicana Field.
Cubs will be back home on April the 10th to play the Pirates here at Wrigley. And we'll start a 3-game weekend series. The Phillies. Cubs will visit Philadelphia after that series. So a very brief 3-game homestand starting on April 10 against the Pirates. Bouncing ball toward the middle. That's a base hit. And that's going to drive in another run. Kelly comes in to score. Bush goes to third. Run-scoring single, Matt Shaw. Cubs lead 4-0.
Boy, just some really nice at-bats. This is a great at-bat by Shaw, as he just fouled off some high fastballs. He took some good swings. And then once again, another high fastball, and he gets on top of this one and just drives it right back through the middle. A base hit driving in that 4th run, and that is a big run for the Cubs. And on a day like today where the wind is howling in, 4-run lead is a huge lead.
Shaw gets the RBI, his 2nd of the year. Considering these conditions, Ron, we've seen a string of quality at-bats by the Cubs in this inning.
Well, and I love the whole idea of not hitting the ball in the air. You have to learn to be 2 types of hitters at Wrigley Field. If you're a home player for the Cubs, you've got to learn to stay above the ball and keep the ball out of the air on days like today. And then when the wind's blowing out, that all changes and you get the ball elevated.
Now lefty against lefty. Pete Crow Armstrong, the 9th man to bat in the inning. Swings and misses. Pete tried to check, couldn't do it. Armstrong batting 8th in the order today against the left-hander Kikuchi. Now Kikuchi set. And the pitch, ground ball right side, off the glove of a diving Candelario. The Cubs have scored again. Infield single, Pete Crow Armstrong. Coming in to score on the play, Michael Bush. Cubs lead 5-0.
Huge inning for the Cubs. Going into this ball game, if you'd asked me, do you think you will see a 5-run inning for anybody? I would say no chance. That's the 2nd ball that Candelario has had hit off his glove in this inning. And both of them have cost the Angels some runs.
It's an RBI for Pete Crow Armstrong, his third. He drove in 95 a year ago. Miguel Amaya takes down low. Are you a little surprised there's no activity in the Angel bullpen?
100%. This is, you're at 61 pitches that Cubs have hit around in this third inning.
Now the 1-0. And it's taken a little bit high for a ball. 2-0. Cubs on top 5-0 here in the third. Five hits in the inning for the Cubs. Bouncer to third and foul. Moncada tried a backhand short hop pickup, but I think he realized the ball was foul. And they count now 2-1.
That was pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that ball it landed behind the bag about 10 feet. It was close to the line. I get, maybe it was a little more foul than we thought.
Here comes the next pitch. Amaya swings and comes up empty. Now there is some activity in the bullpen. Zach is going to identify that gentleman here momentarily.
Yeah, right-hander Ryan Zefferjohn is out there in the bullpen warming up.
So a compound word, Zefferjohn. Here comes the 2-2, down low for a ball, 3-2. I'm not sure we've ever seen a Zefferjohn pitch here at Wrigley. Have we?
I can promise you this, I have not.
He may have worked in the series out in Anaheim last year. Bouncing ball slowly toward third, charging Moncada.
And a call, strike three. Change up right down the chute.
Watch his bite on this ball. Whee! Right at the bottom of the zone.
Swing and a miss. 4 strikeouts for Sanchez.
Well, that changeup rears its ugly head again, this time to Haggerty, and see how far out in front he was of that one.
Swing and a miss. 7 strikeouts for Sanchez. He's mixed it in all his pitches. And he picked up another K.
Biggest thing we're bringing is a brand new Tony Gwynn drop I did with his estate. So we just signed a deal at therealist.com to actually go through his entire archives, present them, and auction them off. And to announce it, we did this limited edition 1994 The Lost Season card. Because, between August of 93 and May of 95, Tony Gwynn batted .406 in 162 games. So in the back, we have the stats of what could have been.
Time out for the Out-of-Town Scoreboard, sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app. Save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Couple of finals on the board, Pat. In Atlanta, the Braves beat the A's 5-1, and the Orioles an 8-3 drubbing of the Rangers.
Okay, Zach, thanks for those updates. There are some other games in progress. Zach will keep us updated as we move along. We now begin the fourth inning at Wrigley, and a 5-run lead for Matthew Boyd. Zach Neto takes a strike, 0-1. Boyd has worked 3 innings. He gave up a leadoff hit, remember, to begin the game. Zach Neto, who's at the plate right now, had the base hit and then was immediately picked off. And nobody has been on base since. Mentioned Boyd was outstanding following a Cubs loss a year ago. Here's a swing and a foul down the left field line. Another area in which he excelled was pitching games here at Wrigley. He was 12-1 at the friendly confines a year ago. And it's funny, Ron, you can watch a full season, and you know a guy is doing well or struggling.
Mm-hmm.
But I had no idea until I saw that note a few weeks ago that he was 12-1 at Wrigley.
Right. Pretty amazing. Yeah.
Right. Down low in the count, 3-2.
You know, there are a lot of times like today where it's a good day to pitch here at Wrigley Field. But there's also a lot of days that it is not a good day to pitch at Wrigley Field.
This is down low for ball 4, and Neto gets the walk. And that's the last thing Boyd wanted to do after a 5-run lead.
And I always wonder after a long inning like we just had, him sitting in that dugout, cold as it is outside. I mean, the wind chill, it's probably in the mid-20s down on the field right now.
Cubs lead 5-0. Mike Trout, the batter. Trout struck out in the first inning. Takes high for a ball. Looking at some of the notes around baseball from last night, I guess the Phillies have a phenomenal young pitcher by the name of Andrew Painter. Made his major league debut yesterday for the Phils, was the winner in front of 40,000 fans at Citizens Bank Park. He struck out 8, gave up 4 hits. He was throwing close to 100 miles an hour, and he's a big boy, 6'7". Andrew Painter, remember that name? He might be the real deal. Low and inside for a ball, just reading the comments of his teammates and his manager. But how about the rotation that he joins? You've got Painter along with Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Christopher Sanchez, and Jesus Luzardo. That's a pretty solid 5.
Very much so. That's a really good, really good rotation. Their biggest issue is just staying healthy with that rotation. If they do, it could be really tough.
Matthew Boyd delivers. This pitch swung on and missed by Trout, 3-2. Kyle Schwarber hit a home run for the Phillies yesterday. He really has become one of the game's great sluggers.
Yeah, he's one of the elite players in our game. Big for Team USA in the World Baseball Classic, hitting right in the heart of their lineup.
Here's a throw to first on a pickoff throw, not in time.
And I would think you feel the same. It couldn't happen to a better guy.
Tremendous.
Kyle's just one of the great people in our game.
I was just thinking, Ron, I was reading the column about the game yesterday, and Kyle Schwarber quoted as talking about Andrew Painter, the young pitcher. He said he didn't look nervous before the game. No deep breathing, no tension. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Trout is out number 1. But that's Kyle Schwarber. He's a team guy. Great people skills.
Yeah.
He's always had that. And it's good to see that he still has that even after achieving all the success that he has.
He's just a great guy, yeah.
Trout is out on strikes. 1 away, Joe Adell, the batter. And the pitch on the way, and it's outside for a ball.
And we will see them. We're going out there so we go on the road. Right. We come back to play Pittsburgh. And then that's 3 days. And then as soon as we leave in the 3 days, we go to Philly.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we got a challenge, and it is a strike. So good challenge by Kelly. Outstanding.
See where Shohei Ohtani, as a pitcher for the Dodgers, beat Cleveland last night. 6 innings. How about 1 hit allowed and 6 strikeouts? And he was throwing 99 miles an hour. Now, he's certainly one of the most unique all-around talents in baseball history.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani. The hitting, the pitching, the speed, the power. And now the 0-2 pitch down low. There was some column I was reading, a magazine. It said, There has never been a guy like Shohei Ohtani in any sport.
Yeah, no, I would agree. The only comp that you made early in his career here in the States was Babe Ruth. And Ruth, how many years did he pitch? 2 or 3 in the big leagues and then just became a hitter?
Dribbler foul toward third. He was a pitcher with Boston before he got traded to New York.
But I think like 2 full years he pitched, and then his hitting was so good they just turned him into an outfielder hitter, right?
That sounds right.
Yeah. And when the only comparison you have to your game is Ruth, you don't really need to say much more, do you?
Ruth was a dominant pitcher from 1914 to 1919.
So longer, So longer than we thought.
1-2 on Joe Adele. The stretch by Matthew Boyd. And the 1-2 on the way. It's down low. There's a picture of Joe Adele on the scoreboard out in left field. That is a very impressive beard that he's wearing. Not wearing, growing. Ron is trying to smack an insect in our booth. That's the slamming you hear in the background. 3-2 now on Joe Adele.
Concussion protocol.
That's an impressive beard that Adele has.
Yeah, it
really is. That's a big league beard.
Now, if you could grow a beard like that, would you grow one like that?
Probably not. Here's the 3-2 instead of toss to first. I just enjoy the experience of shaving so very much. Doesn't everybody? 3-2. And the pitch to Adele. Fly ball to right, shallow, playable. Shaw coming in. He enjoys shaving as well and makes the catch, and that's going to be out number 2. 2 gone. And here is Jorge Soler. Oh, that's an impressive beard. Have you ever been a beardsman? I know we're getting personal.
Yeah, 13 years. I'm used to it. I had a beard for a short period of time this winter. Thanks for asking.
That's pretty exciting.
That was the first time ever, and that didn't last long.
How long did you wait in between shaves?
Couple months. That was about it.
Swing and a miss. What did your wife Paula think about this?
Couple months. That was about it.
One of the ushers downstairs is a guy by the name Keith Beard. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's taken down low for a ball. 1-2.
Yeah.
We'll have to get his opinion on this discussion.
I'm sure he's going to be talked to here real soon. He'll be up here in just a few minutes.
And his beard, too. Here's a pitch outside to Jorge Soler. Cubs on top by a score of 5-0 here in the 4th inning. We thank you for joining us. Cubs trying to win this series. And
do you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people, like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
Sidearm delivery and a comebacker. There's the good athleticism. He throws the glove to first for the out. The ball is stuck in his glove. What an intelligent play by El Duque.
That reminds me of Terry Mulholland 12 years ago against the New York Mets.
And it's a good reminder for all you youngsters out there. If you're going to catch a glove with a ball wedged into it, use 2 hands like Tino Martinez did.
In a big-time spot here in the 8th. It's the 2-2 pitch. Yelich, a high drive, deep right, down the line, fair, and gone! Yelich
delivers in the clutch. And he left nothing in the tank.
My God, how far did that go? A bomb.
421 feet away.
My goodness.
Christian Yelich, a 3-run blast.
Spiegel and Holmes talk Cubs baseball and Chicago sports every weekday from 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score and the Odyssey app. Huh?
All right, Zach, we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Cubs on top 5-0. Nico Horner doubled, drove in a run, and scored a run in that 5-run uprising the Cubs enjoyed in the third. Yusei Kikuchi comes back to the plate. Nico bounces one foul. I was reading about Arizona rookie Jose Fernandez. How about in his major league debut last night, Ron? Clobbering not one but 2 home runs, including a game-winning 3-run homer in the 8th inning in Phoenix against Detroit's Kenley Jansen. That's the way to make a debut.
Yeah. It'll make you one of the fan favorites, too, that's for sure.
He's from Venezuela, Jose Fernandez. Swinging a drive down the right field line, slicing. That ball is going to land fair up against the sidewall. Horner racing to second. He's got a standing double. It's Nico's game. He doubled to left center his last time up. Now he doubles right down the right field line. That's a true spray hitter.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Nico, you know, he hit the hardest ball that's been hit in the game so far, a bullet line drive that went all the way to the wall in left center, and now he gets a pitch out over the plate. Tell you what, Adele made a pretty good play on that ball off the sidewall. If that ball goes past him, it goes all the way down into the corner, and it's at least a triple for Nico.
Alex Bregman, the batter. Bregman with a walk and a run-scoring single today. Cubs out hitting the Angels 6-1 and leading 5-0. Now the left-hander Kikuchi delivers. This ball's bounced toward the middle where Peraza will make the play and throw him out. Peraza, the second baseman, almost directly behind the bag. Positioned properly on that particular play, and that's out number 1. Horner advances to third, and now the infield will come in as Ian Happ steps in.
Yeah, Peraza, you know, there's no shifting in baseball where you can have 3 infielders on one side of the second base bag or the other. You have to split it, but he stays right behind the bag, just to the second base side of that bag with Bregman at the plate.
Happ batting right-handed, fouls it away. Doubles by the Cubs, sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Reliable, comfortable, convenient. Southwest just makes sense. RBI opportunity for Happ with that infield in. And Kikuchi's pitch fouled away. All right, 0-2 in an RBI spot with 1 away, Ron.
I think he had the pitch to do something with the last one. Took a big rip, fouled it back. You know, trying to get the ball elevated. Now, if you're Ian with 1 out, you're really just, you want to put this ball in play.
Kikuchi working from the stretch. It has been a laborious early part of the game for him. He's at 74 pitches already after 3 1/3 innings. That's a lot.
We're kind of expecting that coming into the game. He is a guy that does not throw a lot of strikes, throws a lot of pitches, borderline pitches, in hopes that hitters will chase and, you know, kind of hit his pitch. Cubs have done a good job of not doing that in today's ballgame.
Bouncer foul by Happ, left side. 1-2. So as a hitter, you're thinking of getting it over the infield in some manner.
Yep. Yeah, you're looking for a ball you can elevate over the infield. That's absolutely right.
Warner leads in foul territory at third. And now the 1-2 on the way to Happ. Swing and a miss, strike three. Foul tipped into the glove of the catcher Darno. 2 down, and Carson Kelly coming up. Just getting back to Jose Fernandez and his 2 homers in his Major League debut. He's the 7th player in big league history with 2 homers in his first game. Wow. So it is rare.
Yeah.
Now the infield backs up. Carson Kelly steps in.
How does one of baseball's most celebrated plays connect to one of baseball's most notorious curses? Through a cross-country move, an earthquake, and the Man of Steel? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections.
It was a defensive play so iconic that we simply call it the catch.
This is the glove Willie Mays had when he made that catch.
This is great.
But let me touch it for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oakland pitcher Dave Stewart was named the World Series MVP.
It really comes from like the kings of Siam would give their courtiers white elephants, which were sacred animals, and they'd be too expensive again to maintain. It would put them into financial ruin.
They need to know this story. That's amazing.
Nobody could steal a base like Ricky.
I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you.
So imagine making steals in these stuff.
So these are Thai Cubs.
These are Thai Cubs.
So what I want to know is, were they ever swabbed for the DNA of opposing pitchers?
Roberts is no stranger to stolen bases himself.
That's what makes him special, is that everybody knew he was going to steal.
Roberts is going. Safe.
You know what they say? One great play deserves another.
Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
At CFAChicagoland.com. Keep listening every home game for your chance at a free reward and eat more chicken.
Strike three, you're out. Chicago weather is tough. Your home siding should be tougher. Hardy Siding is engineered for our climate. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Learn more at jameshardy.com.
It's warming up at Wrigley Field, now 40 degrees on a cloudy afternoon, but it does feel like 23 with the wind blowing in at about 22 miles per hour. Top of the fifth, Cubs up 5-0 over the Angels. Matthew Boyd throws a strike to Yoan Moncada, slow-moving curveball that nipped the inside portion of the plate. 0-1. The next pitch is tapped up the third base line, rolling foul.
Did I hear you just say it's warming up here at Wrigley?
Sarcastically, yes.
Okay.
It's warmed up by 1 degree.
In the back of the booth, and I was like,
Burr?
we can say that sitting in a booth with the windows closed, as opposed to everybody else here that's very cold. What did you say? It's the wind chill is now?
It
25?
feels like 23 now with the wind chill. 0-2 the count on Moncada. The next pitch, this is up high. 1-2. Correct counsel saying before the game, it's just part of the deal if you're a Cub. The 1-2. Moncada fouls it back off the netting. 1-2. You know if you're going to play your home games at Wrigley Field, you're going to deal with every kind of weather situation you can think of. Boyd rocks back. The left-hander deals. The 1-2. And a high fly ball hit to deep right center field. Ranging over, Pete Crow Armstrong makes the catch just to the left of the 368 marker on the grass right in front of the track for out number 1. The first out is sponsored by Xfinity, reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
Yeah, going into today's ballgame, I would think today is one of those days where this is about as close as you get without rain to canceling a game. You know, with the wind chill, you know, in the low 20s, it was some kind of cold. Guys are doing a pretty good job, I'll say that, about just playing the game and the game looking pretty normal. And, you know, 25 degrees outside, wind chill.
Oswald Peraza at the plate. He swings and misses at a slow-moving changeup. Count 1-1 on the Angels' second baseman with one down here in the top of the fifth. Cubs up 5-0. A 5-run third inning, giving Boyd the lead. The next pitch, up high, a fastball that missed, 2-1. Yeah, you were talking about it in the pregame show, that technology that the players use. The pitch, swing and a miss. Beautiful changeup from Boyd. Count 2-2.
Yeah, for me, I thought the batting gloves that Franklin came out with years ago, they were the first ones to do that, and I thought that was the biggest thing you needed was to keep your hands warm in a game like this.
Boyd misses low with a sinking fastball. 3-2 the count on the batter, Peraza.
And those batting gloves, guys are still using them today, and they really do work. It's pretty amazing. And then, you know, the new gear that everybody wears, so much thinner and warmer, so it really does help.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Peraza swings and misses. Strike 3. Boyd sips a fastball by him, 2 away.
Matthews had the good fastball working, especially that high one, and he throws it. It's a two-seam high fastball, so it's not a sinker. It's a two-seamer. It runs, but he's got great command of it, throwing it at the top of the zone in the outer third to the righties, and that was a great pitch.
7 strikeouts now for Boyd. Jamer Candelario at the plate. The ex-Cub looks at a curveball off the outside, 1-0. Candelario, a switch hitter batting from the right side against the lefty Boyd, who kicks and delivers. Foul back, 1-1. Boyd had 7 strikeouts on opening day. Ran into 1 bad inning. He's avoided that so far here today. The 1-1. Candelario fouls it back off the screen, 1-2. We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs. Boyd works on the extreme third base side of the rubber. He works his motion and deals, and misses low and outside with a slider, 2-2. So those batting gloves you were talking about, so it looks like and feels like a regular glove that you'd wear in the cold on the outside, and on the inside it feels like a batting glove, right?
Yeah, so the outside of it, you know, it on the back of your hand is like what you'd wear if you were surfing or something like that, where nothing gets through it, no wind, anything, and it keeps you very warm. Now, the part where your palm of the hand that would touch...
And you're just too stylish to have superstitions.
Zero. I can't do it. Too many collar cleats, too many gloves, too many batting gloves, too many bats.
I do put on my right glove first, then the left, then the thumb guard, then I put on my leg guard, my elbow guard.
Same thing you put on first?
Nah, not really.
Nothing?
Nah. I like to say I'm not superstitious, but a little stitious.
And there's a shot into left field. Stanton on his way around to score. The Yankees are on the board. First, it's 1-0 New York. Bouncer headed up the middle, and that's going to get through and driving a couple of runs. Franked up and sent in the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wills around. Plays to third. 5-0 New York. Another one head for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the 3rd straight hit to open the 5th inning. Chopper for Jazz, hot shot, and he makes the catch. That got on there on a line, and he's telling Jose Caballero, "You see that?" I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings with 2 or fewer hits and no runs allowed.
Treat your guests to an all-inclusive bleacher experience in prime home run territory. The Budweiser patio is perfect for large corporate outings or special occasions with family and friends. For details, visit Cubs.com/premier. Alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman with you. Bottom five, Cubs with a 5-0 lead over the Angels. This is the rubber game. Cubs scored all their runs in the third inning. And the starter's still in there for the Angels. Yusei Kikuchi, left-handed pitcher, works on the first base side of the rubber. Michael Busch at the plate. Here's the pitch, and Busch looks at a slider for a strike, 0-1. Busch has reached base twice today. Walked in the second, singled, and scored a run in the third. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the 0-1. High and tight with a cutter. 1 ball, 1 strike. Most of the fielders wearing balaclavas or ski masks. The 1-1. On the inside corner, fastball for a strike, 1-2.
Now, when you were a kid, did you guys, because we all had them when we were kids growing up in the North, I understand that. Mm-hmm. Did you call it a balaclava, or did you just say we got a ski mask on?
Ski mask.
Ski mask.
But I didn't know about the Crimean War where it first came into being, it's a long time ago. As I've gotten older, I've gotten an appreciation for history. Haven't you? Here's the pitch. Check swing. Did he go around? Yeah, he did. Strike 3. Busch is retired, 1 away.
Yeah, but I still called it a ski mask.
The ski mask / the balaclava. A big friend of mine during my years on the sidelines working Bears games over the years.
This would be a normal Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, this is nothing.
Soldier Field, right?
Dansby Swanson looks at a changeup for a strike, 0-1. He used to play football here for 50 years.
Yeah, that's right.
At Wrigley. The Bears did. 0-1 the count. Kikuchi's ready. Here's the motion. And a swing and a miss by Swanson at a fastball on the outside edge. 0-2.
There's some great shots around Wrigley Field of the Bears playing, and Gale Sayers and Dick Butkus, Ditka.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
0-2 on Swanson. Kikuchi's ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Zipping a 95-mile-per-hour heater past Dansby. 2 away.
I'll say this, Kikuchi had a tough third inning, giving up 5 runs and getting banged around the yard a little bit. But he is stuck with it. He's still got a good fastball. He's got 2 punch-outs here in this 5th. That last one was a good fastball, top of the zone, inner half.
Matt Shaw digs in, 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Right-handed batter against the lefty Kikuchi. Here's the pitch. It's in there for a strike, curveball. Saw Shaw's knees buckling a little bit as that one spun in the zone right along the inside edge near the bottom of the zone. 0-1. The next pitch.
Time for the great mascot race. Ready? Go. And they're off. They're neck and neck. Look at them go. It's a wild crowd. It's the home stretch. It's too close to call. It's the play at the plate. It's T.C. Bear. Congratulations. You won the great mascot race.
What is it that kind of got you hooked as a foodie, so to speak?
My dad was really into food when I was a kid. He traveled for work and he would go to places all over Europe and stuff. He was in sales and I feel like he would come home and try and cook the things he ate overseas. And so as a kid, I was exposed to a lot of stuff that kids aren't usually exposed to. And so I credit my dad for that.
I'm Jeff, and when my team at Northwestern Memorial Hospital found a rare tumor on my spine, my neuro-oncologist and neurosurgeon came up with a plan, resulting in a 14-hour surgery.
Nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Jeff's team treated his one-in-a-million condition. They removed the tumor and vertebrae in one piece, then rebuilt his spine with a metal frame. Northwestern Medicine. Better.
Surround yourself in color with Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. Rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
5-0 Cubs, top of the sixth inning, and let's see what's on tap here in the sixth inning. Sponsored by Flight by Yuengling, next generation of light beer. And Matthew Boyd still on the mound for the Cubs. Pat, he has pitched a gem so far.
A one-hitter through 5 innings. Cubs on top 5-0. Travis d'Arnaud leads off this sixth inning and takes a strike in the count 1-1. And very few hard hit balls against Boyd. Swing and a miss, beautiful slow curve. Remember, the game began with Zach Neto's infield hit right down the third base line, and that's the only hit they've had.
Yeah, that ball hit the third base bag, the back side of it, and shot away from Bregman.
Since then, Boyd has set down 15 of 16, and he strikes out d'Arnaud. Make it 16 of the last 17 men set down. As Boyd, who struggled on opening day, suffering the loss to Washington, has really responded to this challenge today.
That's his 9th punch-out of the game for Boyd.
Bryce Teodosio batting 9th in the order. Teodosio popped out his first time.
With that strikeout, it's brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealer.
Take a look at a little baseball history as we move along. Now the 1-1 to Teodosio, swing and a miss. He chased a bad ball that was outside.
April 1st, so getting closer to the start times of the season years ago.
Madison Bumgarner is in the history notes today. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another strikeout for Boyd. That's his 10th of the day. Teodosio is gone. And the batter is Zach Neto. This date in baseball history brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. It's time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. Madison Bumgarner. This is kind of a unique thing. As a pitcher, on opening day in 2017, this date, April 1st, he became the first pitcher ever to hit 2 home runs on opening day. The Mad Bum. He really was good. In his prime, he was one of the most dominant pitchers in baseball.
Now, when they were winning the World Series, San Francisco, every other year, 10, 12, and 14, you know, he dominant. And then come playoff time, not only start but pitch out of the pen.
Which he did to get either the win or a lengthy save in that Game 7 in Kansas City. He was a major force postseason. Is Bumgarner still on any active big league roster? I should know that. I thought I saw his name not too long ago. As of a year ago, I believe he was.
Didn't he sign with Arizona? The last that I saw, right?
That sounds right, yeah. 2-2 on Zach Neto. 2 outs in the inning. The pitch, just a little bit inside, ball 3. Cubs trying to win a series today, trying to split the 6 games on the opening homestand. And now the 3-2. Line to left, a base hit. Solid single off the bat of Zach Neto, who has both Angels hits in the game.
Now, Neto's had a nice ball game. You know, when you talk about these real cold conditions and all of that, you know, he led off the game with a single. We talked about that. This is a Fastball down and away, and he hooks it to left field for a base hit. And defensively, he's made some good plays at short also. So he's the one guy with the Angels that has had a nice ball game.
I think your manager appreciates that. And Craig Counsell, he grew up in Milwaukee. He is more than accustomed to playing in cold weather. But you see a guy performing well, and you're impressed by that.
Yeah, I think it's a mindset. I think you come in and you don't make excuses for the game. You just play the game. If you're going to play, there's one thing I learned a long time ago as a young player in professional baseball, not in the big leagues, but early in my minor league career. If we're going to play, play. And then just play the game just like you normally would, and don't complain about the conditions all game long. Not only does it drag you down, but it drags everybody else down around you.
Sure. I think part of that is your Chicago upbringing.
Yeah,
right?
I would agree. Absolutely.
Trout the batter, 0 for 2 in the game with a pair of strikeouts. Trout takes outside. Cubs leading 5-0 here in the 6th inning. The wind not quite as fierce as it was earlier. And now the 1-1 from Boyd. Hit in the air, deep left down the line, curling, and that ball is going to go foul.
Ball went a long way down the line. I lost it. I was looking at Hampton. I looked up, and the ball went up into that bright sky, and I lost the ball. And then I picked it up. It hooked. Had to be about 25 feet foul, but it might have went out of the ballpark. It was deep.
The native of New Jersey, Mike Trout, waits. And the pitch taken upstairs. Ball 2, 2-2. Trout hitting .232 early in the year. Let me check that. .232 last year for Trout. Swing and a foul back. He did have 26 home runs last season. They've got to figure out a way, if possible, to keep this guy in the lineup and keep him on the field and keep him off the disabled list.
Yeah, you've got to have your star players in there playing. That's for sure if you're going to do anything.
Warner, the second baseman, way over behind second. There's a 90-foot gap on the right side of the infield. Bush pulling the runner Neto at first. Yeah, Matthew Boyd, again, not wearing the long sleeves. Bare arms. Here comes the 3-2 to Trout. Taken high for ball 4. Close pitch, didn't miss by much, but now 2 men on, 2 down for Joe Adele.
Take another look at this one, just up. Yep, and I thought Kelly might challenge it. Boyd thinking the same thing, and they did not, and it's probably a good thing. Pitch was just up a little bit, and now Kelly's going to take a long, slow walk to the mound.
98 pitches for Matthew Boyd, so give him a little bit of a breather in addition to discussing whatever. Let's pause 10 seconds right here while they chat on the mound. Tommy Hotovy, or that might be Craig Counsell. That is the manager, Craig Counsell, going out. This could be the end of the day for Boyd.
And a call, strike 3. Change up right down the chute.
Watch his bite on this ball. Whee! Right at the bottom of the zone.
Swing and a miss. 4 strikeouts for Sanchez.
Well, that changeup rears its ugly head again, this time to Haggerty, and see how far out in front he was of that one.
Swing and a miss. 7 strikeouts for Sanchez. He's mixed it in all his pitches. And he picked up another K.
Guess who that is? Roger McDowell.
He'll be all right.
He put this show on, and he got a standing ovation.
Sitting on for the Dodgers. Well, the Mets really trying to turn it around. They do, however, trail in this ball game 4-0. I love that.
Best warranty, or the stylish yet capable Santa Fe hybrid with power to navigate the toughest terrain. It's like having your cake and eating it too. You know, if you could drive a cake. Hybrids from Hyundai. It's the best of both worlds. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
The Out-of-Town Scoreboard is sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app. Save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. In St. Louis, Mets and Cardinals tied at 1 after 6. Juan Soto going deep for New York. Bryce Terang a 2-run shot for Milwaukee. The Brewers and Rays are tied at 2. Bottom of the 8th inning. And final on the board, the Pirates beat the Reds 8-3. Pat?
Okay, Zach, thanks for your fine work as always. Hunter Harvey is the new right-handed pitcher for the Cubs. Angels at first and second, 2 down, 6th inning. Cubs lead 5-0. Joe Adell, the batter, facing Harvey. Right-hander to right-hander, and the pitch. Bouncing ball toward the middle. It's going to be in the center field, and the Angels are going to score a run. Retrieving the ball in shallow center is Crow Armstrong. Swanson and Horner, the middle infielders, converging in the area behind second. I thought one or the other was going to knock it down, neither able to do so.
I think that's just a little confusion between the two of them of which guy is going to actually lay out and keep the ball in the infield. I think they both kind of pulled up just a little bit and then started into their, attack at trying to get to the ball. And because of that, it just kind of trickled into center field.
It's now a 5-1 ball game. Here's the bouncer toward third. Under the glove of Bregman down the line. Another run is in. And now it's a 5-2 ball game. Soler hit a ground ball down the third baseline. Bregman circled around it behind the bag. Came in, tried to short hop it, and had the ball slip under the glove. That's going to be E5. And the Angels have scored twice. Both runs charged to the starter, Matthew Boyd.
And that's one of those plays where Bregman rounds this ball, comes in to field it, and then thinks he's going to get a bigger hop, and the ball just goes right underneath the glove.
So it's a 5-2 ball game. The Angels getting back in the picture. Yoan Moncada stands in. Left-handed batter with power. Taking outside, 1-1. Trout scoring on that last play. Adell stopped at second. Soler at first. Now the 1-1 to Moncada. And he'll check and take a strike, and the count 1-2. All of a sudden, the tying run is at the plate here in the 6th inning. The Angels offense showing a little life. They took advantage of an error, and they've scored twice. Now the 1-2 dips down low. Bender, 2-2. No game tomorrow. The Cubs will be off. They will be in Cleveland to provide the opposition for the Guardians' home opener on Friday afternoon.
3-2 to Vargas. Got him. Fastball at 99. Back-to-back Ks for Miz.
Setting up on the outside corner, and he hit the glove. Perfect pitch by Mizorowski. Excellent command with that fastball.
1-0-1, and he finishes the inning with a strikeout. Miz with 3 Ks. Got him. Blew him away with 99. 5 Ks in the first 2 innings for Mizorowski. And he struck him out. 10 Ks on opening day for Miz.
Go-ahead run for the
Ramirez at second base. First base is open. And now Williams intentionally walked Cabrera. Line drive to center field. A base hit for Cabrera, who swung at that pitch. Williams didn't get it far enough outside, and Cabrera alertly swung at it.
Well, Little League right here. It happens in Little League when you don't get the ball out.
Now the Marlins have the lead in the 10th.
Crow Armstrong is on deck for the Cubs. Who's on Deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com.
Bottom of inning number 6. Let's see if the Cubs can answer back after the Angels tallied a couple in the top of the inning. Cubs still lead 5-2. Pete Crow Armstrong up against Kikuchi, the starter, still in the game, surprisingly, for the Angels. Pete hits a high pop-up down the third base line. This ball is drifting into foul territory and out of play.
Yes, Suzuki, the manager of the Angels, keeping Kikuchi in the ballgame. Gave up 5 runs in that third inning and threw a lot of pitches that inning, but his pitch count is at 88 pitches here in the 6th, and Suzuki is going to stretch him out and make sure he stays in the game.
Pete Crow Armstrong had an infield base hit his last time up to drive in a run. If you are just joining us, maybe you've been working or busy with something else early in the afternoon and you're just joining the broadcast, the Cubs lead 5-2, bottom of inning number 6. They got all 5 of their runs in the third. Dansby Swanson drove in a run. Let's see if I can recap what happened here. Nico Horner drove in the first run with a double. Alex Bregman singled to drive in a run as Pete Crow Armstrong strikes out swinging for out number 1. Dansby Swanson added a sac fly to make it 3-0. Matt Shaw singled into center to make it 4-0. And then Pete Crow Armstrong had an infield hit to drive in the 5th run.
Shea Langoliers, who's made the most noise in this game out of anyone. Shea drives it to deep center field. Varsho going back. Still going. As far as he can go. This game is tied. A crowd silencer in Toronto. A 2-homer game for Langoliers. And we are all evened up at 2.
Knotted in 2s, and Langoliers gets one center cut and unloads. Just pummeling baseballs.
Here we go. This is a classic road jersey for Boston. This is the first uniform I put on when I came with Boston. When you see those 2 socks together, that's one thing I know I had to do. I had to make sure I had my red socks high, okay? My 2 red socks, because, you know, there's 2 here.
effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Checking the Major League Baseball scoreboard, a whole bunch of games in progress. Bottom of the ninth inning in Philadelphia. Nationals and Phillies are tied at 5. The Rockies lead the Blue Jays 2-1. They are in the middle of the 10th. Top 7, Mets, Cardinals tied at 1. The Brewers lead the Rays 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Astros 6, Red Sox 2. They're in the last of the 7th. Other action, bottom 2, Diamondbacks leading the Tigers 1-0. And just underway, the Giants and Padres scoreless in the first. Pat?
Okay, Zach. Moises Ballesteros will bat for the first time. He's the left-handed batting designated hitter, replacing Miguel Amaya. And Ryan Zefferjon is the new man on the mound for the Angels. Zefferjon. Z-E-F as in Frank, E-R-J-A-H-N. And the next pitch by Zefferjon is in there for a strike, 1-1. I don't believe I've ever encountered that name before, Ron.
No. Zefferjon.
No, I was talking about the name Ryan. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Taken high for a ball. There's always a wise guy in the crowd, isn't there?
Yeah, we got 4 of them in this book.
2-1 on Moises Ballesteros. The 2-1. Big chop to second. A charging Peraza makes the pick, and an underhand flip to the bag at first. And plenty of time for out number 2. Ron, let me ask you this now. There was a story about the Seattle Mariners. They have signed a minor leaguer by the name of Colt Emerson. Now, this is a guy who's in the minors. 0 Major League Baseball service time. But they are so certain of his promise and talent that they have signed him to an 8-year contract worth $95 million. He's 20 years old. He's a shortstop. And it's just an interesting thing. Now, it reminds me a little bit of the deal Milwaukee signed with Jackson Chourio, the outstanding young outfielder. And they signed him to a similar deal, similar length and money. And Chourio's now a fixture in the big leagues. And certainly they were right on the money scouting and predicting his ability to play at this level.
Right.
Seattle must feel the same way about Colt Emerson.
It's a big risk, right? You're really rolling the dice on somebody playing for 10 years, 9 years. Yeah.
Here's a bullet on the ground, left side. That's going to be a base hit for Nico Horner. Nico collecting his 3rd hit of the day. Now, Nico's played probably about as many games in cold weather. Maybe Ian Happ would be in that same category. But they've been here a long time now. After several years, I don't know if you ever feel comfortable playing in these conditions, Ron, but at least you know how to do your job.
Yeah, you know how to do your job. That's the main thing. And with a bat in your hand, you understand what it takes to be successful on a day like today. And Nico has hung out 3 line drives. That last one, a ground ball, hit sharply through the left side.
Cubs lead 5-2, bottom of inning number 6. Nico might be stealing a bag here. He's being held on by Candelario at first. It wouldn't surprise me. And the pitch on the way to Bregman is taken inside for a ball.
Zefferjon not very quick to the plate, so to your point, next couple pitches, see if Nico takes off.
It's a short lead by Nico. That's not a Steelers lead. And Bregman takes inside, and the count 2-1. Bregman drove in a run with a 3rd inning single. And Nico's got a little bigger lead. Now the stretch by the right-hander. Nico dances off the bag, not running. Bregman fouls it away, 2-2.
Nico trying to time Zefferjon's set position and how long he's holding the ball, trying to get that running lead. But I do believe, the team scout the Cubs, and they know that Nico tries to do that at times. So he's been holding the ball on the mound.
And the 2-2. Horner runs. The pitch lifted to right, down the line, slicing foul and out of play. Well, it's been kind of looking like Nico was thinking about stealing the entire plate appearance. Finally, with 2 strikes, he was running. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him run again.
Yeah, if he can get a jump, he'll take off.
Outfield deep and straight away against Bregman. Zephyr John is set. And a toss to first, almost a wild pickoff throw. But we'll have to keep an eye on that young Holt Emerson in Seattle and see if he makes it to the big leagues soon. 8 years for $95 million for a 20-year-old kid. Think of what that means to his family, though. Horner runs the pitch high, throw to second base. Low throw, not in time. The second baseman, Peraza, short hopped the throw, tried to tag Nico on a play at second. Nico went in head first. That's a tough call for an umpire. The hands of the runner are near the base. Several feet away, you're trying to make sure that the fielder has gloved the ball securely before making the tag.
That they're going to challenge this play. I think what Suzuki is thinking is that Nico came disengaged with the bag after he hit the bag initially. Chris Guccione's he's got a lot going on there trying to get to that microphone.
Los Angeles is challenging the safe call at second base.
All the guys down on the field are wearing so many layers and things that he needed to take that balaclava, the ski mask, off his face. Then he had to take off all kinds of stuff to get to the on-off switch of the microphone.
Watching it again, from the one angle we have, hard to tell if Nico got his left hand head first sliding onto the bag before being tagged. That's close.
Yeah.
They might rule that he was out on this play.
Yeah, this shot here, the one we got, I think he's going to be out at second base.
Guccione's voice sounded like he was feeling the cool weather down on the field. Sounded a bit like Ed Sullivan. Second base. And we're going to see what the final verdict is.
After review, the call in the field stands. The runner is safe.
And it's a really big show.
Will lose their challenge.
How about
safe
that?
is the call.
Suzuki in the dugout for the Angels just shaking his head. He just doesn't understand it. He's like, we're watching it on the scoreboard and it looks one way and they get called against him another way. He's not real pleased.
All right, now a man in scoring position for Alex Bregman. He takes ball 4, and Bregman is on base for the third time. And Ian Happ will get a chance against Zephyr John. Warner with the stolen base, so he's doing a little of everything today. He's doubled twice. He's driven in a run, scored a run, and now swipes a bag. Again, Nico's played many games in cold weather at Wrigley, and so has the guy stepping in, Ian Happ. Ian is nothing for 3. Batting left-handed against the Angel right-hander. And Ian takes a strike. Cubs 5, Angels 2. 6th inning. Crowd a little on the quiet side right about now. And the 0-1. Happ swings and misses, and the count 0-2.
Big swing by Ian on that breaking ball, a little down and in slider.
But it really is amazing how many fans are here.
Yeah.
Bleachers, lower deck, upper deck, thousands of fans. braving these conditions. And now Ian Happ takes high for a ball, 1-2. But it always happens here. It's just a tribute to the passion and faithfulness of Cub fans. It's amazing.
It is. Today, this is about as cold of a game as you're ever going to come to.
Happ takes wide for ball 2.
And now the second walk of the inning.
The throw goes through into center field. Oh, my, you never see that happen.
Here's the throw by Ibanez. It is way offline. The throw to second goes into center field. The throw to third goes into the Ranger dugout. Is that a home run? It is in some leagues.
Just throwing the bat at it. Look out. My goodness.
Grounded back to the mound. Cruz bobbles again. Picks it up and throws it away.
Oh, come on.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
Gorman popped up the first pitch he saw in the 6th inning, so his second trip to the plate. Full count. Swing and a drive. That's a mammoth shot for Gorman. A long home run over the bullpen. Ted Williams always said, get a good pitch to hit. When you do, don't miss it. Nolan didn't.
94-mile-an-hour fastball by Angler and a deep drive. 443-foot shot by Nolan.
Top of the 7th at Wrigley Field. It's the Cubs 5 and the Angels 2. We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs. Pat?
Hunter Harvey is still pitching for the Cubs in his second inning of relief. Actually, he came in the 6th inning and got the final out. And now he begins the 7th inning. Cubs on top, 5-2. And the next pitch missing for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Oswald Peraza at the plate. Candelario to follow, and then Darno. Right-hander to right-hander. The delivery. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Fastball away from Peraza from Harvey. That one had something on it. Mid-90s fastball.
The next offering, a check swing, no swing. And it's 2-2. We'll be getting the attendance figure here soon. The next offering fouled back by Peraza. Get late in the game and the first out in the inning. Sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity. Imagine that. Check swing foul. We'll do it again.
We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
And the 2-2. Strike 3 call. Peraza caught looking. Out number 1. Peraza not overjoyed with that call. He's challenging the call, in fact.
Pitch is called a strike. The batter is challenging.
It was called a strike. Let's see if it was a strike as we watch it again. It was. He's gone.
Pitch is a strike. Los Angeles has 1 challenge.
Half the ball in the zone.
Yeah, he's gone. Here's where the strategy regarding your challenges starts to come into play, Ron.
Yeah.
If you get late in the game, you got nothing to lose by challenging and losing. But now they're down to their final one. Candelario swings and misses. If there's any doubt, I would say, you get to this stage of the game, why not?
Yeah.
Go for it. Challenge. Now the 0-1 to Candelario, switch-hander batting left-handed, takes high for a ball. 1-1. Cubs won the opener on Monday night by a score of 7-2. The Angels winning last night 2-0. Cubs on top today 5-2.
Batter challenges and instant replays. Batter challenge sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Cubs just won that last one.
And the next offering, strike 3. Candelario is out on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts for Hunter Harvey in the inning. Looked like a nice little changeup of some kind.
How about 5, 6, 7 for the Angels today? Moncada's got 2 punch-outs. Peraza 3, and now Candelaria 3 punch-outs in the game. That's a lot of strikeouts in the middle of your lineup.
Another way to look at it, out of those 9 at-bats, 8 strikeouts. 2 down, nobody on. Travis d'Arnaud, the batter, and he looks at a strike. d'Arnaud hits a fly ball to right, pretty well hit. Backpedaling is Shaw, making the catch. In deep right, a couple of steps off the track. A 1-2-3 inning for Hunter Harvey. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. Cubs lead 5-2 on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network and Cole Wright of the Marquee Sports Network is ready to sing. Cole Wright.
All right, Cubs fans, time to lock in. I know it's a little cold out there, but the scoreboard, it should warm the heart. All right, on 1, on 2, on 3, take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, so it's root for the. If they don't win, it's a shame. Grateful man.
High fly ball, right field deep. Canseco back to the track. Look it up. It is off his head. It looked like it over the top.
Canseco in the head. Look at this. Boink. And it's out of here.
Jose, you've hit a lot of home runs, but that shot will live forever.
Climate. It resists cracking in the freezing cold and won't swell in the summer heat. You get the timeless beauty of wood with lasting protection and low maintenance. Your home deserves the #1 brand of siding in North America. James Hardie Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Learn more at jameshardy.com. That's jameshardy.com. Bottom of inning number 7, Carson Kelly, first Cubs batter. Right-handed hitting catcher. Facing Zephyr John. And the first pitch missing for ball 1. Now the right-hander comes back. Kelly hits a fly ball to center. Should be catchable for Mike Trout, and it is, and that's going to be out number... No, he dropped the ball. Trout dropped the ball. Surprise, surprise. E8. One of the more routine plays, although it is very cold here.
I think that one was more wind-related than anything else, as he just kept running in, and the ball hit him in the heel of the glove. No excuses. It just didn't catch it. It's that simple.
And that'll be all.
We have a couple things out here for the first acknowledged unassisted triple play. And Cy Young said, Neil, where are you going? He said, 3 outs.
Neil Ball had a fairly short career as a big leaguer, but continued playing in the minors, where he encountered true baseball royalty.
Now we're going to connect to Babe Ruth.
He dominated the game like no one else had before.
I'm holding Babe Ruth's bat.
During a 1934 baseball barnstorming tour of Japan, Ruth faced 17-year-old pitcher Eiji Sawamura. Sawamura became a hero in Japan, and the Nippon Professional Baseball League's version of the Cy Young Award bears his name. Maeda won the award in 2010 and again in 2015, when the runner-up was Shohei Ohtani.
First pitch crushing! Oh, man!
Like the 3 outs of a triple play. It all connects. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
He hits one high and deep to left field. Eugenio Suarez gets the Diamondbacks on the board. Suarez, fly ball, and it's gone. Suarez hits another fly ball. Fly ball! There's 4! There have been 19 four-homer games in Major League history.
See the love.
The 7th inning stretch we heard moments ago was sponsored by the Volvo XC90. Room for everyone, ready for wherever the road takes you. Carson Kelly on second base after reaching via the error by Mike Trout in center field. Kelly, the cleanup hitter for the Cubs this afternoon, and cleanup hitters for the Cubs are sponsored by Chicagoland's appliance leader, Grand Appliance. Get your all-star Frigidaire kitchen today at grandappliance.com. Pat?
Kelly at second, Michael Busch at the plate. Brent Suter, the veteran left-hander, spent many prosperous years in Milwaukee, delivers to Busch, who pops it up foul over near the third base dugout and out of play. Busch today scored a run after singling in the third. Cubs got all of their runs in that third inning. The RBIs going to Swanson, Shaw, Armstrong, and Horner, and Bregman. There's a little roller toward third. That's going to be a foul ball.
Well, a little cue shot off the bat of Bushy, and it just squirts foul right before the bag as Mancata fielded that ball. Stolen bases today. Nico's got a stolen bag. Cubs got a couple of them today. They're powered by a Turo tire. Turo back this year doing the stolen bases. We always appreciate them being with us.
Kelly, the runner at second. Busch batting. Suter, one of the quickest workers in baseball. It's almost like he's in a hurry to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Now the set for the 0-2 on the way. Curveball down low. I remember listening to the great late Vin Scully at one time. He was talking about a fast-working pitcher, maybe a Bob Gibson or somebody, and he said, he's pitching like he's double parked. There's a curveball down low, and it's 2-2.
He's pitching like he's double parked.
Now Busch waits for the 2-2 down low. Suter also has a distinctive trait to his delivery. He does not have the glove near his body when he comes set. He has it kind of out in front of the body. And then he brings it again, and Busch fouls it away. It's unusual.
Yep.
Most guys have that glove right at the belt buckle and then work from there. Suter has the glove a good foot and a half out in front of him. always wonder how guys begin a certain trait. I'll bet he tried it one game, he pitched well, and you said, I'm staying with it.
Yeah.
Base hit to left for Bush. Stopping at third on the play is Kelly. Pretty good plate appearance, and at bat from Michael Bush, he just hung in there and finally strokes a base hit to left.
Yeah, Michael just takes this pitch away. You know, as a hitter, you realize where the defense is playing you. There's no doubt. And you see the shortstop playing right behind the second base bag. So you know if you serve one over that way, it's going to be a base hit. And that's exactly what he did. A little three-quarter swing and just kind of shoots that ball the other way.
The Angels have no choice now. They have to bring the infield in. Cubs lead 5-2. Seventh inning. Dansby Swanson will swing and miss. Cubs trying to break the game wide open. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Swanson drove in a run with a third inning sac fly. Tossed to first, not in time. Did you have any theories, Ron, against a guy that's a very quick worker like Suter?
Yeah, I would not engage into the box until I was ready. I would dig my back foot in. I'd keep looking at the umpire kind of with my hand up to make sure that I got to go somewhat on my own time. Last thing you want as a hitter is to let the pitcher and his speed dictate that you've got to get ready, and that's exactly what Swanson's doing here. He was unable to get ready, and Suter's already in his set position.
Yeah, that's part of Suter's game plan.
No doubt.
He is saying, look, I don't care if you're ready. I'm ready, and I'm the guy throwing the pitch, and here it comes. The 0-2 is down low for a ball, 1-2.
The pitcher has to allow you to engage the hitter, to engage the pitcher by looking at him. So if you don't look at the pitcher and you're looking at the umpire, they can't get into the set position and get ready to throw. So that's part of the thing you have to do.
5-2, Cubs lead. Seventh inning, nobody out. Runners at first and third. Swanson already with an RBI today. Looking for another one now as he fouls it away. 1-2.
I like that last swing by Dansby, even though he wasn't quite on time. He let that ball carry. And that's what you want to do against a guy like Suter. If he feels like you're out in front or you're on the fastball to the pull side, he's got a good changeup.
The 1-2 swing and a miss, strike three. Might have foul tipped it into the mid of d'Arnaud. And that's out number one. Swanson is gone. The batter is Matt Shaw. I suppose some kind of a squeeze bunt might be a possibility here. What do you think?
Yeah, there's a lot of options, absolutely. The infield now for the Angels will play up the middle. They're still in somewhat, but if the ball carries them to where they could try to turn two, they would. And I would think that would be the same thing for Moncada at third. If the ball carries him hard to his left, he'd probably try to turn two.
Here's a swing and a foul back by Shaw. Shaw drove in a run with a single in that third inning. Cubs looking for their third win of the year against the same number of losses. Trying to push the Angels one game below the break-even point. Angels ready to head home after this game. They have not yet played a home game. Cubs out hitting the Angels today 8-3 and leading 5-2. Shaw swings and misses in the count 0-2. Now you know Suter is thinking strikeout here, and Shaw has to put it in play. And the pitch. Ground ball, base hit, right field. Nicely done by Matt Shaw. Cubs get another run and now lead 6-2 as Bush stops at second on the play. Big hit.
Yeah, it's another, back-to-back fastballs. One sinker down that Shaw chased just out of the zone. And then Suter comes back inside with a fastball, and he gets that front foot down just in time, and then a little inside-out swing and hits the hole on the right side. Nice piece of hitting and drives in the Cubs' sixth run.
I was a bit surprised that Suter gave him a hittable pitch there. I would have thought he would have kind of danced around the strike zone and tried to get him to chase.
Yep. I thought he would go with something off speed, but he won't. Back-to-back heaters, and Shaw made him pay.
Pete Crow Armstrong, the batter. Cubs lead 6-2. Bush stopping at second on the play. That's an unearned run. Remember, Kelly reached on the error by Trout, dropping the fly ball to begin the inning in center. Crow Armstrong fouls it away. Pete drove in a run with a third inning infield single. Now the Cubs going about the business of trying to break this thing wide open. They're out hitting Los Angeles 9-3. Suter, the veteran lefty, ready in the 0-2. Low and outside. I would think just for a young player, Ron, the experience of facing a guy like Brent Suter is good for you.
Yeah. It's definitely difficult. It's, he's very unique. He doesn't have a big fastball, 90 miles an hour. He's got a sinker.
Low and away, 2-2. Seems like you would be able to maybe learn a thing or two watching a veteran pitcher who's been through many wars. And now the 2-2. Bouncing ball foul past first.
I was kind of surprised there a couple of years ago when he left Milwaukee. I thought he did very well he always did very well against us in Milwaukee.
Sure. He works way over on the first base side of the rubber. The lefty fires. Armstrong swings and misses. Strike 3. 2 down. Sometimes a guy will leave Milwaukee or any of the so-called smaller markets, Ron, not because the team wants to get rid of them. It becomes a financial decision, and they just think they can't afford it.
Yep, looking for a bigger payday. Can't blame the guy.
Moises Ballesteros checks. Did he go? Yes, he did. He got fooled on a big roundhouse curveball that ended up about 1.5 feet outside. But it came in looking good.
Yep, Ballesteros looking fastball and got the slow breaking ball. I'd like to see him in this at bat. Just think about shooting this ball left center.
Now the 0-1 from the lefty. Ballesteros takes low and away. Speaking of Milwaukee, they beat Tampa earlier today, 8-2. That game was up in Wisconsin. And the next offering, a swing and a foul at the plate. Kelly reached on an error by the center fielder Trout to start the inning. Michael Bush had a single with one away. Matt Shaw singled into right to drive in Kelly. Cubs on top 6-2. Now Ballesteros takes a little bit low and away. Still 2-2.
Sutter trying to throw that breaking ball and get Ballesteros to chase it. He chased the first one, and then it's not chased one since. It's a little tardy on a fastball, but looks like he's going to be on time with a breaking ball. That's what he's expecting.
The next pitch inside, so traveling time for the runners. 3-2 with 2 down. Bush at second and Shaw at first, ready to skedaddle. That's an official baseball term for running.
Rips this one to right center field. Back it goes! Get out! Second career grand slam, Colson Montgomery. Liner to right center. Soler lays out, and he caught it!
Soler selective.
Jorge Soler! What a play! In the air, out towards center field. Young is back. The wall. Lifts that in the air. Left field. That's back. That's gone. Back to back. Bregman and Happ. to short. They'll get 1 and 2. What a turn.
Kidding me? It goes from a base hit to a double play. How about those two guys up the middle? Are you kidding me?
Casey swings. Casey hits it in the air. Casey to deep right. We're going home.
Down the third base line. Sprague goes home and he hits Ronnie Smith. Now also heading home is Voigt. He's in. The ball will go over to the seats. Heading home is McLemore. And he is safe. And the ball is dropped. And the fans are furious. The Toronto Blue Jays, the world champions, have done their 1962 Mets imitation.
Or to lose. You're not alone, and you can get help. It's available 24/7 and it's confidential. When your betting has gotten out of hand, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.areyoureallywinning.com. Sponsored by the Illinois Department of Human Services.
Hey fans, why does flying Southwest Airlines from Chicago just make sense? Reliable, flexible, enjoyable. We're full of ibbles and obbles and proud of it.
6-2 Cubs, top of the 8th inning. This 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids, 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. Patrick?
Ron, it's time to see how we did in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. First of all, let's give you the exact attendance figure today. 25,125. Bryce Teodosio leads it off for the Angels in this 8th inning. He'll be followed by Neto and then Trout. Caleb Thielbar, the new left-handed pitcher for the Cubs, delivers down low. Matthew Boyd, the pitcher of record on the positive side. He pitched very well today. There's a chopper foul. Pitcher of record on the other side, Yusei Kikuchi. Let's see how we did on the Benny's game. Looks like I was a little bit closer today. We were all in that same neighborhood. Check swing. I think he went too far. Yes, he did. Strike 3. Teodosio is out on strikes. 1 away in this 8th inning. And the batter is Zach Neto.
Good breaking ball from Thielbar. Down at the back foot for strike 3. Now, I'm looking at my numbers that we all put in. You were really close.
Oh, shucks. 1 away. Here is Neto taking low and inside for a ball. Let's see, Ron, you guessed 24, so you were right in that same neighborhood. Zach, 25,500, a little heavy. Engineer Paul Zerang, 22,922. Here's a drive slicing foul to right and back out of play. Well, we'll play the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game on Friday afternoon in Cleveland. The Cubs and the Guardians. I'm still kind of getting used to that Guardians name instead of the Indians. It's a late afternoon start there, which makes it a 3:10 start in Chicago. Cade Horton against Joey Cantillo. Cantillo, a left-hander. Saturday is a night game at 6:15, and then Sunday a finale, 12:40. Cubs and Guardians. Here's the 1-2 to Zach Neto. It's taken down low, and it's 2-2.
Pitching changes by the Cubs, sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
It really is hard to believe this is the 10-year anniversary of the World Series. 10. Breaking ball, strike 3 called, and that's out number 2. A challenge is going to be issued by Zach Neto. He thought it was high. If he's wrong, he's out. If he's right, he'll stay up there, and he is wrong.
Pitch is a strike.
It was a strike.
0 talent.
I like this new system, Ron. It's efficient. It's done quickly.
Yeah.
And I've always been an advocate of getting the calls right.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It's pitch, borderline pitch. Neto has been on time today. He's been the guy that's done all the damage with a couple hits and a walk and scored a run. But it is quick, and that is the main key to getting these calls, this system in place.
And once the electronic data is up there, there's no arguing.
Yeah, it's over. That's right.
It's right here, and this is our case we're presenting.
Yeah, that's right.
And you can't question it.
Yep. First out in this inning, sponsored by Xfinity, reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Mike Trout, the batter, he'll hit a bouncing ball foul toward third. Another thing it will minimize will be the lengthy arguments between managers and players and umpires.
Yep.
How can you get upset when it's electronically proven to be one way or the other?
That's right.
There's a swing and a high drive. Deep out to right center. Long run out there, and it's gone!
Rips this one to right center field. Back it goes! Get out! What a turn!
Kidding me? It goes from a base hit to a double play. How about those two guys up the middle? Are you kidding me? One of the best in the business defensively in the outfield, taking extra bases away.
There's a deep drive to left. In the corner, it's got a chance. Gone! Cubs go back to back.
Welcome back to Cincinnati, Gino. A 3-run blast for his first home run of the year.
Casey hits it in the air. Casey to deep right. We're going home.
Soler lays out, and he caught it.
I'll drive in 3, and I'll save a double right there.
Fly ball to deep right. Got a curtain call.
Priority called on Lofton, and it drops.
Whoa. He does not lack energy.
Rain earlier today. Grass still a little wet.
First big league strikeout for Roldy Munoz, and you can put an exclamation point on it.
That's a weird one. Fenway special.
After review, the call of the field is a home run. The ball hit the foul pole.
Trevor Story, home run.
Don't miss a moment this season with the Cubs. Stream the entire season within the Cubs territory for just $99.99. Watch games at home or on the go and stay connected all year long. Subject to national exclusivities. Visit Cubs.com for details and start streaming today. Pat?
Okay, Zach, thank you. 0-1 on Nico Horner. Nico leads off the bottom of this 8th inning. He pokes one foul down the right field line, out of play. Nico doubled twice, scored a run. He's also walked and stolen a bag. And the pitch on the way. Horner swings and misses, and that's strike 3.
Pretty good change up there to Nico to get the punch out. Better challenges. We had one again last inning. They're sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Any thoughts on a catch of the game tonight, partner?
Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's been a difficult play.
Catch of the game, sponsored by Catch Des Moines. That play was a real trip, and so is Des Moines. It's a trip.
I'm trying to think. Has there been a superlative defensive play by a Cub today? A lot of routine plays.
Yeah, a lot of routine, but you can make it yours at CatchDesMoines.com if you'd like, Pat.
That's exactly what I'll do. Whatever you said, sign me up. Here's a swing and a foul off to the right, out of play.
What about the pickoff play by Boyd?
Yeah, the very first play of the game.
There you go. Now you're talking, Zach.
Yeah.
I had forgotten that play. Here's a chopper foul. Yep, that was a 1-3-4 put out.
Yeah. Tough play of the game. That's sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough. Tough play of the game today. How about tough plays of the game hitting today?
Bounce to third, fielded by Moncada. The toss across is in time. First out in the inning, sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that. And we'd like to remind you there's a toast of the game coming up in the ninth inning. Please stay tuned for the toast of the game, presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. That's right around the corner. 2 down, bottom of the 8th. Cubs enjoying a 6-2 lead, trying to win the series. Suter, the big left-hander, deals. And this pitch is in there for a called strike. Suter's tall. He's about 6'4", 6'5". He's kind of all arms and legs as he comes at you. Works very fast. The next offering popped up. Infield right side. Peraza dancing underneath it. And it will drop untouched. Between Peraza and Candelario, each man was there. I believe Candelario called it at the last second. A lack of communication clearly between the right side of the infield. And that, I guess, is going to go as a base hit. You talk about a gift base hit.
Yeah, that's a double. You don't hit many doubles in the big leagues and it not get out of the infield dirt. I can say that. It's just been a tough day on defense for the Angels, that's for sure. They've had quite a few plays not made in today's ball game, and that's cost them the game, basically.
But Ian Happ, to his credit, running.
Yeah, there you go. That's right.
He gets a reward of a double on a ball that looked like a simple pop fly, which it was. But a lot of guys would not have run that hard. Yeah. I like to see guys get rewarded for hustling.
Absolutely. The managers and people in the dugouts always see that, whether it pays off or not, but you see that. And then, it really shows when it pays off. And, here at Wrigley with the wind blowing the way it is, nothing is routine when the ball goes up in the air.
Boy, that's for sure. There's a pitch down low. And I think a lot of guys are frustrated. They think, well, it's the big leagues. He's going to catch that. You can't think that way.
No.
Because even in the major leagues, there's 2 guys calling for a ball. There's the wind here at Wrigley. You just never know.
Well, there's been 2 routine fly balls or a pop-up in a fly ball that weren't caught today. 2.
And, Ron, you start thinking about the razor-thin margin at the end of the year between wins and losses, and one play can be the difference in a ball game. If there are 2 plays all year that pay off in your favor, it might allow you to win your division, or win the pennant, or win the World Series. So you like to see guys get rewarded for hustle. It's part of the game.
I think in a day like today, a lot of times it's...
Do you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people, like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
Big career numbers against the Giants for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the 3rd straight hit to open the 5th inning. There's another one head for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch. So first and second with 3 runs in and still only 1 away. Franked up and sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wells around. 5-0 New York. 2 balls and a strike to Matt Chapman. Chopper for Jazz. Hot shot.
I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. He is so much fun to watch. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings, 2 or fewer hits, and no runs allowed.
Delivery. He's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Fans know a steal when they see one, like tuxedos and suits from Suits 2020 in Niles. Why rent when you can own for about the same price? Schedule your free fitting at Suits2020.com.
6-2 Cubs over the Angels before we start the 9th inning. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be donated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Pat?
Daniel Palencia on the mound. It's not a save situation. The lead is a bit too large. Check swing ground ball toward first. Glove by Bush. Steps on the bag. Out number 1. Joe Adele and his beard are retired. 1 down, and the batter is Jorge Soler. Cubs pitching changes, sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Bruce Levine is going to be down near the Cubs' third base dugout area.
Bruce.
Let's see if Bruce is going to
He gave a wave.
that.
I saw him. He's tucked in there. See the microphone popped out. There you go, Bruce.
I'll say yes.
There he is. Yeah, he's down there. Attaboy, Brucey.
0-1. Sounded like a little surge of crowd noise came into our headsets there. Here's the 0-1 to Jorge Soler. And he will check his swing and take low and outside for a ball.
Bet this 9th inning is sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino. Get ready for the time of your life at circalasvegas.com.
Zach Zaidman preparing the post-game show. The Old National Bank Cubs radio post-game show, the official bank of the Cubs radio network, as Jorge Soler has a count of 1-2. Valencia, star for Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic, saved the final game, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, nothing fancy. That's a good old-fashioned game of hardball, 99 mph.
Yeah, up the top of the zone, he just reared back and cut it loose. About wind chill of about 25 degrees. Good luck hitting that one.
When you throw that hard in these conditions, I would say anything in the strike zone should be able to get the job done.
Yeah, I would agree.
There is a swing and a foul back. At least you'd take your chances, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you don't really need to do much else. Yeah, absolutely.
Stay tuned for the toast of the game, presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. In fact, we're about that time, Ron, to make the toast of the game ball player selection. We're having so much fun here. You may have already done that, and I was oblivious to it.
No. I think we're going to go today with Matthew Boyd, 5 2/3 innings, 10 punch-outs in the game, 2 hits. He gave up 2 runs, 1 earned run, and 1 scored on the air, but outstanding job by Boyd. You know, the other person, Nico Horner, had a really nice day, too, with a couple doubles, single, RBI, and stolen base, runs scored.
Fly ball left center might be the final play. Coming in, nope, it's a base hit. Dropping in front of Ian Happ in left, Yoan Moncada, a bloop opposite field single. Toast of the game presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. Benny's is the official champagne provider of the Cubs. So Ron gave us some good candidates, and Nico Horner is the guy, along with Matthew Boyd. deserves some consideration as well. Cubs 1 out away from winning the ball game and the series. Here's a line drive caught by Nico Horner. Ball game over. Cubs win. 6-2 the final. Peraza lining out to Horner at second base. And the Cubs win their first series of the season, taking 2 out of 3, and they finish the season-opening homestand with a record of 3-3. But a good series win for the ball club, Ron.
Yeah, it's an outstanding win for the Cubs. You know, all the way around, they scored a bunch of runs, 5 runs in that third, and boy, that really gets you off and running. And on a day like today with the wind howling in, you know, you throw up a 5-spot, chances are really good you're going to win a game, and they did.
It's time to fly the W for the Cubs, sponsored by Southwest Airlines, the official airline of the Chicago Cubs. Bruce